Hello everyone, my name is Phonix from Revowatch, and today we are going to be doing a little Overwatch League video. We're going to be talking about some stuff Overwatch League related. We're going to give my predictions for the matches of tomorrow. So yeah, let's get right into it. So the first topic we're going to look at is aKm or Effect. Which one is better? Because we've seen the Dallas Fuel switch them around, which is really weird. So we're just going to look at the stats on Winston's Labs. Next topic is going to be Reaper and Goats. We've seen a bit of Reaper played, and it hasn't really worked out, and I want to kind of look why, and really explain why Reaper isn't really a Goats counter. And the last topic is going to be about the Spark, why are the Spark not doing well, and then of course after that I'm just going to give my predictions for tomorrow. Let's start with aKm or Effect. So we've seen the Dallas Fuel play with aKm and Effect, so we're going to really be able to compare the two, and we've clearly seen that aKm is the better player. I don't know what's happened with Effect. His Trace is not great, and his Zarya especially is not that good, and aKm is just popping off, dude. That guy is on fire. So we're just going to look at the stats on Winston's Labs. Okay, so I'm on Winston's Labs, as you can see. So we've got all the players here, so I'm just going to do a Control F, and let's look at aKm. Right, so aKm, he's right here actually. Let's bring him more to the center. Here we go. So aKm, he's played for 2 hours. He's got an overall rating of 1,332. We're not really going to look at that because that's what the website does. We can't really trust it. I mean, you could probably, but anyway. So first we're going to look at the team fight wins. So aKm has a 52% chance of winning team fights, which is quite high. You can see some other players. Twilight, he's a Zen player. Let's look at maybe Sinatra, 50. So yeah, and he's playing for the SF Shock, so he's really got high win fight wins. Anyway, so that's really good. You can see Fury playing Fury, London Spitfire. He's got 51. So yeah, this is an average, I would say, high tier win rate. I mean, Mecca, he's for the New York Excelsior, so you know, I mean, it's a bit normal. Nene, so all the New York Excelsior people are OP. Anyway, now let's look at Effect. So Effect. Oh, I can't. Right. Anyway, Effect right here. So an overall rating of 1,077. Again, not gonna look at that, but what we are gonna look at is team fight win, 33%. Which, yeah, that's not good at all. So that's 20%, nearly 20% less than aKm. So you can clearly see the difference. Let's look at the KD. Wait, I can't really remember. So KD is in this one. Effect. Where are you? Oh, come on. Right, here we go. Oh, I forgot which one KD was. This one. Okay. Dude, I'm really bad at websites. Okay, Effect. Here we go. So he's got a 0.87 KD, which is trash if you look at. Well, not trash, but it's not great. You can see Zephyr, it's got high KD, so 0.87 KD isn't great. You can see some players have less. Well, he's Seal Dynasty, so I guess it's a bit normal. Anyway, so not great KD. Now let's look at aKm again. Where are you, aKm? Oh, here is the KD. aKm's KD is, let's see, 1.77. So that's, I think that's one complete kill more than Effect per death, and that really shows how better aKm is. So I think there's no question about it. I hope that week 3 they're just gonna run aKm, just keep it like that. I like aKm. He did struggle in season 1 with his Genji or whatever with the aKm blade, but here he's popping off, and I want it to stay like that. Now let's look at the second topic, which is Reaper and Goats. So we've seen quite a bit of Reaper, and yeah, it hasn't really turned out well, mostly. So what tends to happen is on Lunar Colony Point A, people play Reaper for a weird reason, and so they run it with a Lucio, just speed boost him into the tanks. But the thing is that Reaper will only output damage if he's really close. And the problem is he's not able to get that close before he gets killed, and even when he is close, he needs to be really close, and he doesn't even output a ton of damage. His ultimate really not that great. I mean, it's okay. You can probably get 1 or 2 picks in there, but you really need to be close again. And the thing is that if you're too close, you just get melted by a Zarya, and even Winston at this point can output more damage than Reaper. And yeah, I know the thing is that Reaper counters Winston, but in GOATs, that's not really the case. So yeah, that's why Reaper isn't working. I really hope that this new hero 30, by the way, go check out my video breaking down his abilities, is really going to break up GOATs, because it's kind of boring to watch, always the same comp. People are trying triple or 4 DPS, which is fun to watch, and people are trying Reaper, but it's not working. So I don't think we'll be seeing any Reaper in week 3, or at least really rarely. So yeah, that's the Reaper topic. Now let's look at the Spark. So the Spark, yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, they played really good in week 1. I mean, like, really good. Probably one of the top 5 teams in there in week 1. In fact, they beat the Los Angeles Valiant, which I know they lost, but still, that's a big feat. And they also beat the Shanghai. Okay, I guess Shanghai isn't great, but Shanghai have still won their first match. So yeah, I think that they really look good, and their goats were solid. So yeah. So now let's look at week 2. Week 2, they lost 3-1 to the Houston Outlaws, and they lost 3-1 to London. And in the London match, they kind of got rolled. Same thing for Houston. They got one map, but I mean, the one map they did play well, but otherwise they just got rolled. So yeah, what's happening with the Spark? Now we do have a Spark game tomorrow, so we'll really see. So you'll see that in my predictions in a few seconds. So yeah, I don't know what happened with the Spark. Their goats isn't good. Rhea isn't getting those self-destructs. The two tanks, they're okay. So they really just came to an average team, and for me right now, they're probably top 15 team when they're losing to the Houston Outlaws. I mean, losing to London Spitfire, I'll give it to them. London was completely destroying it that week. They beat Washington. Okay, I guess that's not really a big feat, but they really were playing really well. So I'll give them that. But losing against Houston, that's really bad, especially as Houston got rolled. I mean, destroyed by New York Excelsior. So yeah, I'm not sure what to think. I think Spark right now, as it stands, if they play like they were in week 2, maybe 15 to 12. So yeah, not great. Okay, now week 3 predictions. This is going to be interesting. So there are some nice matches here. Some of them aren't that hard. So let's go straight into it. Sorry, my bad. The Washington Justice against the Philadelphia Fusion. So if you haven't seen my ranking of the 8 expansion teams, please go and watch it. But as you could see, you don't have to watch it. Washington came dead last. So I don't think this is going to be a close match. If we get the Philly that got rolled by Florida Mayhem, this may be a close match. So I'm going to say 3-1 for Philly. But if the Philly is not playing well and they're playing like against Florida, I think we could get a 3-2 match for Philadelphia though. I don't see them losing this match. But yeah, it might be 3-1 or 3-2. Now, the Seal Dynasty. So the Seal Dynasty against Boston Uprising should also be a good match. You've seen Seal being destroyed by Fuel, and you've seen Boston being destroyed by Shanghai. So what I do want to say is that Boston against Shanghai didn't have fusions. They didn't know about it. You've got to know about this story. Fusions has signed a contract, so he's going to be playing. So I think this is going to go Boston's way. I don't know, Seal could play well. I mean, they were underperforming against Dallas. So I'm going to give it a 3-2 for Boston. But it could go either way on the map 5. But I think it's going to go to map 5. Now, Florida Mayhem against the Guangzhou Charge. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm really bad at pronouncing my words. Even like words that I can pronounce, I'm bad. So anyway, Guangzhou Charge. So Florida Mayhem against Guangzhou Charge. I'm going to give this to the Charge. If we have a good Florida Mayhem like they beat Fusion, this could be close, but I really don't see Charge losing this. So if you saw my expansion team rankings, you saw that Charge was number 6, which isn't great, but I mean it's average, you know. So I think Charge will win this in a 3-1. I don't think it'll go to map 5. It could, if Florida do play well, it will go to map 5, because Florida is not a bad team when they're playing well, and Zephyr is playing pretty well. So next map we have the San Francisco Shock against the Hangzhou Spark. So if you did see my rankings video, I only did 8-5. I didn't do 4-1. That will be coming out tomorrow. So you don't know where the Hangzhou Spark is. So you just know that they're on top of 5 for the expansion teams. So I do think Spark are a good team. As I said, they are underperforming, but I think this week they're really going to be better. So I'm going to give it to the San Francisco Shock, even though the Spark could perform well. I mean, if the Spark do perform well, I think it will be a close 3-2. if the Spark don't perform well, it could go 3-1 or even a 4-0. So really the Shock could win this easily, but Spark could bring up a really good fight. I don't see Spark going home with this. I don't know. I mean, Shock is a top 8 team easily. They're playoff material, but are they top 5? Not sure. So yeah. Okay, so the last thing we're gonna do is do our top 5 as of now. So we're gonna do this before every week. So top 5 before week 3. So first, no, let's go from last to first. So last place you have the Philadelphia Fusion. So I know the Fusion did lose to Mayhem, but I don't know what happened. They just didn't play well. Mayhem played really well actually in that match. But I think the Philly are really good. They have some good players. So I'm gonna put Philly at number 5. They're definitely a good team, and as I said, I think they're going to win against Washington. I don't see Washington coming out with this in any situation, but they could, you never know. But I really think Fusion is a top 5 team. Number 4, we have the Toronto Defiant. I mean, the Toronto Defiant just rolled over Valiant. I mean, I guess it was a close match, but they did get the victory in the end in quite a good manner, in a 2-1. So yeah, that was quite good. The Defiant, they do have a good roster, and if you've seen my expansion teams, again, I'm going to keep bringing this back up, sorry about that. If you have seen my expansion teams, you know that they're in the top 4, obviously. So yeah, as I said, the follow-up to that video will be tomorrow. So Defiant, number 4. Number 3, I mean the top 3 I think everyone knows, it's just it depends which order. Number 3 is the Paris Eternal. Again, great team, their GOATS is amazing. They have really good players all around, and yeah, they're really going to win this. I mean, I think they're going to get the playoffs. So this week they do have good matches. They're going to play against the Atlanta Reign, which should be a really good match. I do think that they're going to win it. As I said, Atlanta Reign, I put them in number 5 for my expansion teams. So yeah, Paris Eternal, number 3 spot. So again, as of now, Titans have been undefeated, like Paris Eternal. Yeah, so I didn't put Titans over Excelsior. I mean, you all know that Excelsior is number 1. I do think the Titans is one of the best team in the league, and I do think that I would like to see them against New York Excelsior. That would be the best match for me. Top 2 teams, or the Titans against Eternal. I mean, the top 3 teams, you could probably switch them around. I don't think Paris is top 1, but top 2, top 3, you could switch everything around. So yeah. And number 1, of course, Nuke Excelsior. I mean, if you've seen the Winston Labs, you've seen that Nene is just playing out of his mind. The best Zarya player out there, 100%. So there you go. That's my top 5. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe. Please leave any comments for me to improve or anything. Watch my other videos. So as I said, I have top 5 expansion teams, and I have ability breakdown for Hero 30. Hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.